Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and the New York Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 5 and eliminate the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round, and the Knicks will move on and face the winner of the Miami Heat and Milwaukee Bucks series, which we might know who that is tonight, as Miami is up 3-1 and can win the series with a win against Milwaukee tonight, which that game is starting just about 7 minutes. So, gonna go over this game before that Heat game starts, which I'm really excited because the Heat, the underdog story. You know how being the 8th seed, and this is not their first row doing this. I mean, not as the 8th seed, but in 2000, and I don't want to hear anything about it being the bubble. But in 2020, they went through a really good playoff run as the 6th seed in the bubble. Or no, the 5 seed. And made it to the NBA championship. And I know it was the bubble, but still, they were the underdogs. No one really thought they would get there. I remember some people had the Pacers winning that first round series, and they had them going out the first round. I think they swept the Pacers in the first round. And then, I can't remember who they played in the second round, but then they beat the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then they lost in 6 to the Lakers, which I get that was the bubble. But the Heat, they've been the underdogs before. This time it's even worse than it's ever been because this time... Oh, they beat the Bucks in the second round in the bubble, which Giannis was hurt in that series, I think, for half of that series. But this year is a little different because this year they are the 8th seed and playing a 1 seed with Milwaukee, who's... is the favorite to win the NBA championship, or one of the favorites to win the NBA championship alongside Boston and Phoenix. So that's going to be a really interesting, fun watch tonight. And getting into today's game, just kind of previewing New York's potential matchup against Miami, or possibly if Milwaukee becomes the 9th team to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the 76 years we've had NBA basketball. That's how rare a 3-1 comeback is. Then just going a little bit of a second round matchup preview, basically. But getting into this game, the Knicks end the Cavaliers season after a really amazing season, and a season where get Donovan Mitchell, and it was going to be really embarrassing if the Knicks lost the series. And I'm not talking about if if the Cavs came back from 3-1. I'm talking about if they, from the start of this series, if they lost this whole series, it would have been really bad for them because after they passed on Donovan Mitchell, they had the chance to, the trade with the Jazz was almost done. But the only detail is that the Jazz wanted R.J. Barrett in return in that trade, and the Knicks didn't want to do that. So that's why they didn't do the trade for Donovan Mitchell, which, as it looked then, R.J. Barrett had a horrible season with the Knicks. Most likely is a good assumption that R.J. Barrett did not play like a top 3 pick. Who was selected? 3rd overall for the Knicks, and he was selected 3rd overall for the Knicks in 2019? I think that's right, 2019. So for a 3rd overall pick, he didn't have a good season. And Donovan Mitchell had one of the best seasons I've ever witnessed. I mean, his game went from, he was already an all-star, but I think he turned in from an all-star to a superstar. And the fact, and I know, the talent between Giannis and Embiid and Jokic is the reason Mitchell's not on the board. But I thought Mitchell could have been a candidate for MVP. He was that good for the Cavs this season. But how embarrassing it would have been to lose to Mitchell and the Cavs after, not going through that trade, not doing that trade and not getting Mitchell after the season he had, and to lose to them in the first round would have just been just awful. And they just owned the Cavs in the series. And the guy that they didn't want in that trade played actually pretty well in this series. R.J. Barrett was shot well for them in this series, scored pretty well for them in this series. Had a really great series R.J. Barrett had. He scored 21 points tonight, 36 minutes. We're going to get into the whole stats for this game, but he was 7 for 13. He was 2 for 4 from 3, 5 for 6 at the free throw line, 21 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. The guy this was the guy they said they weren't going to get rid of, and he played pretty well tonight. 23 for Brunson, he was their leading scorer, 42 minutes, 8 for 22, 2 for 6 from 3. and 5 for 5 at the free throw line with 4 assists and 4 rebounds. Then the amount of offensive rebounds the Knicks had tonight was a big reason why the Cavs lost this game. The Knicks had 17 offensive rebounds tonight. Mitchell Robinson had 11 offensive rebounds, and it just, the Cavs could not grab. I mean, they were just getting controlled by offensive rebounds in this game. The Cavs were. But Brunson with a great performance. I mean, Mitchell Robinson, it's one of the big reasons they won this game. 13 points, 18 rebounds with 11 offensive rebounds, 3 blocks. Just dominant on for everything for the Knicks tonight. 13 points for Julius Randle. He only played 16 minutes, so 13 points in 16 minutes with the play he's had in this series has been awful. But he did hurt his ankle, had 6 assists and 4 rebounds. Hopefully he's okay. 4 for Josh Hart, but played 47 minutes in this ballgame. Played almost the whole game. 2 for 6, over 2 from 3. 12 rebounds with his 4 points and 2 assists. Did pretty well. Had 3 offensive rebounds as well. Then 2 scores off the bench with double figures. Emmanuel Quickley with 19, 5 for 15, 3 for 10 from 3, 6 for 6 at the free throw line, and 2 rebounds. And then Obi Toppin with 12 points, 5 for 10, 2 for 4 from 3, 1 steal, 1 assist, 2 rebounds. 1 for Isaiah Hartenstein with 12 minutes, 0 for 1. 1 for 2 at the free throw line with 1 point. And Miles McBride checked in this game, but did not play. I guess he checked in for a couple of seconds and did not play in this game at all, didn't get any minute. It doesn't say he had any minutes, but he didn't score at all in this game. And then Quentin Grimes was yet again out from this one with an injury. Cavaliers scoring. Donovan Mitchell had 28, 21 for Garland, 17 for Karis LeVert, 10 for Isaac Okoro, 6 for Jenny Osman, 3 for Lamar Stevens, first time he played in this series, 6 for Evan Mobley, 4 for Jared Allen. Evan Mobley and Jared Allen both really struggled in this game, and then that was it for the Cavs scoring in this one. You guys, some of your thoughts on this game and this whole series, and potentially the next matchup. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoy them. Thoughts, and peace out.